Ashley. Welcome to Create Full Art. Today I would love to show you how to paint this lovely purple sunset with palm trees. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, the bell next to it, so that you're notified whenever I make a new video and you can learn to paint. Let's get started. What you need is a surface to paint on. You can use an 8 by 10 inch piece of paper, canvas, or a panel. Then there's 3 colors I'm using: phthalocyan blue, deep magenta, and yellow azo, and you can use any that you have. I'm also using a black and a white, and then I have a cup of water, a palette to put my paint in, some paint brushes. I have this set in the description below. I'm going to use 2 rounds in that set, and also a flat brush, which is a half size. The 8 and the 4 is the rounds that I'm using in that set. You'll need a wash brush and a palette knife if you have them to put your paint on, and a paper towel. Grab your dry wash brush and add some white right there in the center. This is going to lighten the color when you add it over. And then I'm going to take some of my magenta and my yellow and make a mix of a pretty color here. And then I'm going to add that right over the top of my white to make this light area in the center. Move your brush side to side to make it nicely blended. And you can always add more white if you want to lighten up that color a little bit more. And the more you move from side to side, the more blended it will become. And I'm going to move down with the color on my canvas and up a little bit and see how light that is becoming. That's the color that I want. So now I'm going to grab my magenta and go right over that, and then bring my color down and softly transition into that lighter color. Once that is nicely blended up there at the top, I'm going to move that same color down below the light yellow, and then go side to side, moving up until it is blended into that yellow. So watch how I go side to side and then slowly come up. And I'm going to add a little white to my brush just to lighten that color a little bit. And then side to side to get a nice blend. Now I'm going to take my magenta and my blue, and I'm going to make a purple color. And I'm going to take that purple color and I'm going to put it above my pink. I'm starting at the very top and then moving down into my magenta. So I added just a little bit of water to my brush so that I could blend it nicely into my magenta color. You can also add magenta to your brush and go over that area. Now I'm adding that same color down at the bottom of my canvas, and then I'm going to do the same thing that I did on top. I'm going to blend side to side, slowly moving into my pink, and then water down my brush so that it'll blend nicely into my pink or my magenta color. In this step, I'm going to focus on making the water. So to make the look of water, I'm going to make streaks going across, and I'm just doing that with a little bit of my purple going from one side to the next and just barely touching my canvas so that some lines will go onto my canvas. And you can see in some areas it'll pick up some of my paint, and that's okay. If you don't have that happening, you can always add white to your brush. And then I grab some of my blue so that where my purple is, the blue will stand out, and I do the same thing. I make streaks going across, blend it a little bit there because I did a little too many. Be creative and add it how you would like. I'm going to make some of my streaks that are closer to the bottom go rounded towards the edge, and then it looks like waves. To create more depth, I'm going to add another color to my water. So I'm going to make this light purple and add a little more magenta to it. And that gives me a different color to add to my water. I'm going to start in the back there with just some small lines. Very gently I'm putting this on my canvas and then pulling up a little bit and just adding in that color in some areas. Now I'm going to focus on my clouds. I'm using my flat brush and I'm adding some of that purple color up there above my yellow line. And I can mix more purple in there if I want, or more blue really. And notice how I'm going straight across, but I'm also going up and creating some different shapes with my clouds. So I'm going to focus there on that right side a little bit, and I'm making sure that my clouds look irregular. So I want some darker areas in my clouds and lighter areas in my clouds. And that's what's going to make them look a little bit more realistic. So down here, as it gets closer to the yellow, there are going to be flatter clouds and they go more across, and also they're going to be lighter. So I'm just making them go across here, just adding a line straight across with some haziness. And notice how light it is. And you can darken it if you want or keep it light. It all depends on your preferences. And now I'm just going to take those clouds and go across again and blend them a little bit more so that it looks like this is haze in the background. And those clouds, they just kind of dissipate, and then they come, as they come forward or closer to you, then they break apart. So I'm going to work on these clouds a little bit more, adding in that light color, and then straightening the bottom of my cloud over there on the left. And this is all about personal preference again, so your clouds can look a little bit different than mine. That's okay. I'm going to add a little cloud above that and another cloud above that. Now I don't want those clouds to look exactly the same, so I'm going to add a little bit of blue in that other cloud and pull it a little bit further to the right, and then I'm going to start slanting the cloud going up to the left. You want to make sure that that cloud is dark enough that it can be seen over the purple background. And notice how I'm using a circular motion with my brush. And then I'm going to fill in that corner a little bit with the blue and add a little bit of the blue over there on the right side. I'm going to add another little cloud there on the right. It's just very light. And these clouds are just very streaky clouds. Now I'm going to focus on painting the land in the distance, and I'm using my black for this and a little bit of blue in my black. And I'm going to start right over there on the left, and I'm thinking about breaking my canvas into thirds. So I'm going to start right there just below the haze line, and that's pretty close to being in the middle of my canvas, but I'm going to pull that island down, and that'll give me that third that I want. So breaking my canvas up in thirds is just a composition tip. You don't have to do it that way. You can have it smack dab in the middle. It's okay. That's also a different way you could do it. So I'm taking my island and I'm going to make it irregular on the top and then flat on the bottom. And then it comes over and to the right to a small tip. Just make sure that it's pretty close to being a straight line across, and then it just gets thicker on the edges. I'm pretty much painting a peninsula, so that's what I'm going for with this. So it's a piece of land out there surrounded by the ocean water. So I'm going to take my brush and just using the flat edge, I'm going to take the land over there on the right and bring it forward into a point right in front of that horizon line of land that I made in the back. So it's going to break up that land mass and give it more interest. Now I'm just filling in that land area with black. And you can see I'm taking that land over to the left all the way to reach over. Up there in the right hand corner to get a reference photo to help you paint along if you'd like. So in this next step, I'm going to add the sun in the center. And so I'm grabbing my round brush and my bigger round brush, and I'm adding a circle, and I'm going to add it straight in the middle, right there where my yellow is, above my haze, and where a little bit of a cloud is right there on the left, but your clouds could be different. I'm just recommending to put the circle in the middle. Now a little bit of your yellow will show underneath your white, and that's okay. The more layers you will put on your sun, the brighter it'll be, so you can decide if you want it to be brighter by layering more. And you can make your sun as big as you want. You can have it little teeny tiny or bigger than mine, whatever your preference is. Now your sun is going to shine on that water, so I'm taking some white and a little bit of pink and a little bit of yellow because I don't want straight white. And I'm going to add it to my water here. And notice I'm using my little brush and I'm adding it right underneath the sun in front of the island, and I'm skipping, so I'm keeping some of the pink in between, and I'm not creating completely flat straight lines. I'm letting some of my line break up and then just randomly pulling forward, keep skipping, add little dots on the side if you like. You can pull it more to the side and go all the way down. So I'm going to take it through those waves all the way down. Now notice that I've broken it up. There are no matching lines in between, so nothing is consistent. This is what makes it look more realistic. And also it's going to look more like sparkles on the water when you have little dots and markings with it instead of straight lines across. So make sure that you skip so that you can still see the color of the water in between those lines. And a cool thing, if you want to make some sparkles and you're finding yourself not being very random, just take and pull back on your brush and let it splatter onto it, and it'll make you have to be random because you can't control where those dots are going to go, and then it'll just look like sparkles on the water. So that's just a cool little tip. You don't have to have your brush or anything for that, but if you find yourself struggling, then that is a good tip. For this last step, we're going to add in the palm trees. I'm going to take that same black color and my flat brush, and I'm going to start at the bottom over here on the left, and I'm creating a line that comes up and it curves inward. So make sure you have enough paint on your brush. You might have to go back for more. Make it nice and thick. You want it thicker on the bottom than at the top. And then you're going to create these little spider legs coming out of the top. So once I remove my hand here, see, that's what it looks like. You just start on the sides and then come into the center, and it looks like a little spider, like spider legs. So you can add like 4 or 5 or 6 of those, depending on how many you want. And then I'm going to create the spiders over here where I want them to be on the right. So I'm gonna have a little bit more control, and then I'll put on the trunk. So just pull out from the middle and then go from the top to the bottom this time, making your line curve. And I'm going to add another one close to the other one. So this one's going to be smaller. So I'm making it little tiny spider legs back here. And then a line going from the center down to the bottom. So I'm going to focus on having 3 palm trees, and on this left one I'm going to make it thicker so that it looks like it's more forward. This is going to be the biggest palm tree, and as the palm trees get further away, they're going to get smaller. So this part of the palm tree, this is the palm fronds, and how you create the palm fronds is you use your flat side brush and you just pull down in like little straight strips, and then you make sure that it's smaller as you get to the edge. So you can kind of see how I'm doing it. Now I recommend that you be irregular with this, so kind of think of it as a bad hair day. You don't want this to be perfect. You don't want the hair on your fronds to be perfect. You want them to be kind of crazy. And if I could get a different angle on this, I would, so that you could see it a little bit better. My hand's in the way for this one, but you'll be able to see the next ones a little bit better. And if you need to add another spider leg, it doesn't matter. Make sure that the center is a little more solid than the outer areas. So you want to see the sky behind those palm fronds. So you want to have gaps in there. And notice how I kept the top of my palm frond pretty flat. That's what they look like realistically, and so I'm just copying how I see it in nature. So in nature, it's more solid in the center. The palm fronds, they're kind of like a bad hair day, and at the ends, they get smaller and point. So see, you can see it a little bit better how I add it when I'm adding these ones. So my hand won't be in the way. Sorry about that. So see how I kind of pull down and just let my brush go, and then come to the next area at the top like that. So just short little strokes starting at the top of your spider legs. And these ones in the distance, it honestly doesn't have to look like hardly anything. Just like this crazy little crazy little streaks back here. You don't have to get really detailed with anything back here in the distance, but I'm doing the same thing with this one. Okay, so you want to have your points at the end, you want to have your centers thick, and you want to have space between your little palm frond leaves so that you can see the sunset in the back. And that's the keys to making your palm trees. Next up, I like to just step back and look at some things that I'd like to change. So I'm going to add a little bit of light to the palm tree that's forward. So I'm just adding a little bit of light color, dabbing it on top of the trunk there. And that's going to give some more dimension and also separate it from the island in the back. So that's one of the changes I'd like. I'm going to take that same light color, I'm going to add it to the island right underneath the sun, because it is lighter back there. The sun is glowing off of that island, and so it also gets hazier as it gets further away. So I'm just going to add that to my island. I'm also going to add a little bit of light color to my brush and just separate that wave right there just a little bit more so it stands out and looks more like a wave instead of just the sun glowing on the water. The sun is glowing on that wave. I hope you get creative with this step and make your own changes based on your own personal preferences. Great job! Thank you so much for painting with me. I hope you learned a lot from this tutorial. If you want to learn more, go ahead and sign up for my weekly art lessons. They're going to teach you how to become a better artist and all those things that you need to know to make whatever it is you want to paint. If you haven't already, make sure you've also subscribed to my channel. You hit that bell next to it so that you're notified whenever I make a new video. And there's more videos that you can watch right now if you'd like. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!